Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I am Matt.
I'm John.
And this is going to be us kind of talking about the surprise that Birds of Prey is struggling really bad at the box office.
Yeah, kind of a surprise, a semi-surprise.
Right, and so we're going to kind of go into some spoilers as well.
Yeah,
and
this is going to be a review for us as well. And, you know, if this is your first time seeing us, we mostly do reviews more than this kind of talk.
And reactions.
We do reaction
things like that.
But we appreciate your support, everyone who's subscribed, and keep on commenting and letting us know what you like.
100%. So, I mean, do you have any kind of idea of why do you think this movie is struggling so
I mean,
bad?
you know, now that we've both seen it,
right,
and we both watched it when it first came out, and I liked it. I mean, I was really surprised, and I think part of it, and we've talked about this, is the marketing. The trailer really sold it as a different type of movie than it was.
It did. Like, it felt a little bit more whimsical in the is whimsical the right word? I mean, it felt a little more cheesy maybe in the trailer.
Yeah, I think cheesy. I think some of the lines they threw into the trailers had that cheese on them a little bit, and they are there. I mean, it's not like they're not in the movie, but that's not the main part of the movie. And also, both the title and the trailer kind of lean towards this idea that it's a female team movie.
Right, and it really wasn't.
It's not. It's really a Harley Quinn movie showing the Birds of Prey.
Kind of thing. Like,
and if you know the comics, if you know those stories, you'll know the nature of Harley Quinn's relationship with these different storylines.
Yeah.
And that won't surprise you. I mean, it didn't really surprise me.
No, well, I guess maybe I'd heard of other reviews, so like I didn't listen to spoiler reviews, but I heard of other reviews, so I kind of knew what to expect. But one thing, just kind of another perspective that I feel like, since we're going into different reasons, I don't know if maybe I'd heard it in the movie atmosphere or whatever, but I never really thought of it from the marketing that it was going to be rated R. Like, I just
they didn't really push the fact that it is a R movie.
So it wasn't until like the reviews that were coming out saying, man, this is gory and this is violent and this is irrelevant. You know, I did not know that was going to be the case until I looked at the reviews. And I think, you know, for the average moviegoer, they're not necessarily diving into all the different reviews. You know what I mean?
And they don't know, like, the nature of these characters.
Right.
And that's the thing. So, like, to me, one of the reasons I really like this movie is it ended up being what I kind of was expecting Suicide Squad to be. Mm-hmm. And after seeing Suicide Squad, I was worried that this would be another Suicide Squad. And you know, I complained to him very much about this, but it actually caught the nature of the characters that I liked. You know, it was violent, and they are violent characters. Yeah, he spent a long time listening to me complain about this.
What? You farted really bad.
I didn't fart. It was your dog.
Because he was burning my eyes.
It's your dog, man. I don't know what you're feeding your dog. Do we need to stop and start over?
I think you can edit around it, or maybe this might be perfect.
So one thing I was really scared about with this movie was I didn't like Suicide Squad because I was expecting something really specific, and this ended up being kind of what I was expecting. Right. It had the humor of that sort of, you know, they do a little bit of fourth wall breaking, but not too much. I mean, they don't get too far into that, but they do psychological because she is crazy. Right. And then, but she is also really intelligent, you know, and so I like that they brought out those attributes of that character, and they did a good job of showing the Birds of Prey characters in a very not flat way. Like they were slightly stereotypical in the beginning, but they played on that in a way that I think rounded them better. I
do feel like we could have used more of them in the movie. Oh, yeah. Especially because that was the title.
And I think that's what's throwing people off, is everyone walking into this thinking it's like maybe the origin story of the Birds of Prey, which it kind of is in a sense. Right. But in not the way that you think, because it's Harley Quinn. It's a Harley Quinn movie.
And I think they should have, and I think they're kind of doing that now, kind of just calling it Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey. I think that would probably be a better title, or Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Maybe something like that.
Maybe. And that's what's hard to do, because they're doing, like, the thing I really like about this movie above all else, and it's not that it doesn't have flaws in it, but I like it when movies take chances.
Yeah.
And I think this movie took some chances that need to be taken as
100%.
far as, like, diving into these kind of characters from comic books, showing this kind of story that isn't really shown, doesn't have any movies around it. I mean, we're just... I mean, what's mind-boggling to me, how long has it been? We had Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, and we're going to have a second Wonder Woman this year, and now Harley Quinn. Like, we're having this wave of female protagonist comic book characters who are finally coming to screen.
Right, because there's a lot of good ones.
There's amazing ones, and Harley Quinn's one of my favorites as far as, like, especially her standalone stories, and knowing how Margot Robbie's treating the character now.
Yeah, and I think that was a worry of yours, and I kind of told you, man, she really is diving into
I try not to watch a lot of behind the scenes interviews and stuff. I don't really care. Like, I'm interested in the industry, but in general, I want a good story. I don't want to, like, I hear a lot of people giving excuses, being like, oh, well, they really was going to do this, but they didn't do it.
Right.
Whereas this is one of those that it actually comforted me knowing that you had someone in charge of it that actually took an interest in the source material.
It kind of reminded me of, like, Ryan Reynolds being so in love with Deadpool, and I feel like you can see the love of those characters in this.
And I think that's what really will redeem this movie. And I hate, as far as, like, I know these companies are going to look at the numbers as far as how many more Harley Quinn movies we're going to see from Warner Brothers, but having someone attached to it, you know, like Margot Robbie and all the other people who put their passion into this movie, I really do hope they come up with more. I mean, even if it's nothing more than a cult success, you know, I think it's worth having this out there.
And, I mean, as far as, like, I know Sonic's coming out, came out this weekend, but I don't really know too many movies that are coming out, so maybe, you know, the word of mouth will get out there and it will have some legs. I just think the biggest thing was the marketing. I don't feel like it didn't feel like the same movie that I was getting from that I got when I went and saw it. Like, it just didn't feel the same.
It was, and to me, like we talked about, it's a pleasant surprise. Right, so if you 100%. Haven't seen it already, I mean, it is R. Yeah, I mean, there's language, there's, you know, adult content, and violence. Very violent. A lot of violence, but it is anti-hero story. Right? I mean, Harley Quinn is not supposed to be a superhero. She's a good person in a sense, but not a good guy in that you know, superhero sense. Right. And so
100%. So, I mean, for us, please go see this movie if you're into comic book movies, if you're into Harley Quinn.
Or even if just you want to support the fact that we had, like, this movie had an amazing cast. Had an amazing soundtrack that was really unique.
Yeah, I thought.
And you had a great director.
Ewan McGregor, I thought he looked terrible in the trailers, and he was pretty awesome.
Like, he played an amazing Black Mask.
Yeah, he was excellent, like, throughout it. And there was so many standouts. Of course, you know, you have Margot Robbie, but, you know, the Birds of Prey, like, I guess kind of like we said earlier, like, I wish there was more of them, but man,
I mean,
he was excellent.
They could easily, like, I liked how they not giving anything away, but they could easily have more Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
And they could easily, I mean, they did it so that you could have Birds of Prey without Harley Quinn.
For sure.
And make a straight Birds of Prey movie.
And he could come back as a Force Ghost.
Sure. And he could just take things from people.
Right. So, drop in the comment section below. Did you see this movie? Did you like it? Are you interested in going to see this movie? Why do you think it maybe didn't perform well? So,
I mean, maybe you didn't care for it. Maybe there's something specific that you didn't like out of it. You know, let's be fair in your criticisms. We try to be fair in our criticisms too.
For sure. So, like and subscribe if you haven't already done that. So, peace.
See you.